Well, this is the Sony a7S III. This is what I vlog with. The camera lens is Tamron 17 to 28mm. A lot of people keep asking me, it is a pretty expensive camera, but the quality you get out of this is something else here. These are the two primary mics that I use. These days I'm not using this particular mic. I've decided to start using this from today onwards. And right now we are vlogging on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Shift coming up in 3, 2, 1. You see that kind of quality difference? Doesn't matter even if it's iPhone 14 Pro Max, 15 Pro Max, never going to come close to a a7S III. Anyways, just welcome back to the channel, guys. What's up, guys? Kaise ho? Ela unnaru? Hope everyone is doing great. Recently, when I did the TVS Ronin review, a lot of people were asking me, forget the Ronin, please review the Royal Enfield Hunter. So I asked one of my subscribers who has it to give it to me for review. We're going to do that review today. So yeah, the bike will be coming in the next 1 hour. Before that, let me go take a shower. And one more thing, you guys know that my favorite season is definitely winters. But unfortunately, though I love winters, I have this problem of dandruff, flaking skin. If you see my older videos where I'm wearing a black t-shirt, you will definitely see a lot of flaking all over my t-shirt. Abito, if you look closely, the dandruff problem is almost gone. There are a lot of causes behind dandruff. It can be hereditary, it can be diet related, the kind of stress you have. But when you give it proper treatment and when you take care of it with a good shampoo and a good conditioner, it definitely helps. Also, actually, if you have time, you can have a nice remedy for this at home itself. Just squeeze in some fresh lemon juice, take some ginger, mix both of them together and apply it to the scalp. You will see the difference. Alternatively, you can use MamaEarth's lemon shampoo and conditioner. It's got the goodness of lemon and ginger. Lemon keeps dandruff and flakes at bay, while ginger, it helps soothe a dry and itchy scalp. You see, basically dandruff is nothing but a fungal infection. Perfectly, lemon has all these antifungal properties by nature. But it's not just about removing dandruff, you need to contain it. It's got zinc pyrithione, which is another power-packed ingredient that contains and limits fungal growth. And as always, there are no harmful chemicals in MamaEarth's product. It's also made safe certified, which means you can use it daily. After using the shampoo, you can also use the anti-dandruff conditioner. The conditioner makes your hair soft and frizz-free. You can use my coupon code Sriman 2023 and get a flat 20% off at MamaEarth's official website and the app. You can also buy it from Amazon, Flipkart, MamaEarth's official website and the app. So let me quickly take a bath and I'll see you guys. So the bike is here, let's go check it out. I'm actually excited to ride this bike. It's been a while since I've ridden a Royal Enfield, and that to the Hunter having so much of hype, I think we'll enjoy it. Okay, our subscribers are here, Varshik and Vaibhav. Thank you so much for coming. I wanted to make a review of this Hunter 350. The funny thing is, there are two versions of it, Royal Enfield Hunter Metro and the Retro. So what is the difference between Retro and Metro?
We get the drum variant in the Retro.
In the Retro, you don't get dual channel
and
ABS?
we get the spoke wheels, means tube tire.
Okay, you get the tube tire in the Retro. You get tubeless tires in the Metro.
Dual channel ABS.
Dual channel ABS and disc brakes.
Disc brakes.
So this is the Metro.
Yeah, Metro.
And Metro is more expensive.
In Metro there are two types, sir.
Okay.
Dapper and Rebel.
Oh, again
the
you
color
have
variant.
so many variants here. This is what is irritating.
Rebel comes with a dual tone color. The Dapper comes with single tone color.
So that is only the color difference. Technically everything is same. Engine wise, BHP, everything. By the way, this makes somewhere around 20 BHP, 349cc to be precise. We'll take a test ride and see how it goes. We have two here. This is the Royal Enfield Classic 350, and I think my first bike in my house was a Royal Enfield. You know that? My dad used to use a Royal Enfield Bullet, the old model 1986 model, and you know it was so beastie. When he used to put it on the stand, like when he used to start it, it used to move on the stand. Anyways, thanks so much for coming and helping me out with this. Let's take a test ride, see you in the GoPro mode. Actually, before that, I have to give you 120 FPS shortcut as well. Let's do that. I think I'm riding the Royal Enfield, any Royal Enfield, after almost 2 years or 3 years. Okay, these look really new. I've never seen anything on a bike like this. I mean, you have these knobs and all. You see this? I really like this here. Okay, this is the pass switch. Amazing. And this is the lights. This is, what is this? Okay, these are modes, right? Nice placement actually. The ergonomics are really good. When you hold like this, you have everything over here. Usually some bikes have it over here for the mode toggle, but this has a good placement over here. So you've done 2,280 kilometers. Nice. A Royal Enfield is known for this. It doesn't have the thump like the classic 350, but I like the sound. Varshik says this is better in terms of riding it in the city. Okay, let's go for a spin and see. Okay, I'll have to figure out my way. I just parked there because there's good lighting there. I'm not going to test ride this here. Let's go onto the road and test ride it. I like the way I sit on this. To be honest, I'll tell you, the moment I saw it and the moment I sat on it, it definitely feels like a street twin, the Triumph street twin. I seriously get that vibes. Vibes as in not the vibrations. I'm talking about the vibe, you know, the feel of it. Totally lost. I'm in a basement level 3. I'm not very familiar with this basement. Oh yes, we found the exit. Okay, finally I exited. Arey yaar, manchi khali unde addam vachindra bhai. Okay, let's. Oh, nice. There is quite some power in it, yaar. Okay, first things first, I definitely like the position of it. It's like a proper street bike. Like I told you, it gives me the feel of a proper Triumph street twin. Of course, the ride quality differs. That's a 10 lakh rupees bike and this is like, I think 1.5 lakhs ex-showroom. It goes up to 1.7 lakhs. I think this is the top end variant. Comes to 1.7 lakhs plus road taxes and all that. I think close to 2 lakhs. One major thing I've observed is there are no vibrations here. Because every time Royal Enfield was mocked for it, there were like a lot of vibrations in its engine. But this one definitely, unless and until you rev it, you can't hear the engine. Like if you want to cruise, it's super smooth. You see this? It just rides seamlessly. One thing, the first thing I've observed, which I don't like on this bike, is this clutch. It is kind of tight. I mean, you'll get used to it. But the moment I sat on it, comparing it to the Ronin definitely has a smoother clutch. But this one is kind of a little bit tight. And the suspension setup is kind of a little bit sturdy, which makes for a perfect street bike. A street bike needs to have a sturdy suspension so that it's more engaging. You have a good connect with the road. Second gear, I'll say the engine is not very punchy. It's not like pushing you back and all, even if you rev it too hard. But it's got that very linear pull. The torque, it's getting delivered very linearly. I think it's got 20 Nm torque. There's a 349cc to be precise. The best part, it's super light, which means you can nicely maneuver it. Okay, these are the hazard lights. These days most of the bikes are getting that by default. We are in 5th gear. I think as per company specs we are getting somewhere around 36 kilometers per liter. They're claiming that much, but I think realistically in this kind of traffic, metro traffic, I think you'll be getting somewhere around at least 25 kilometers per liter, which is pretty amazing. On a full tank of, I think there's a 13 liter tank, which is pretty good. Ride quality is really good. You can feel a little bit of vibrations, but that's very minimal. In terms of vibrations, definitely I would give it to the Ronin because it's smoother. I don't think I should be comparing the Ronin with this directly because this is a different engine. That's a different engine. It's a 225cc. This is a 349cc. This makes more power and it's pretty evident. If you want to have more power, definitely go for the Hunter. Though Hunter is like a very cliche name, still it sounds good for this bike. What do you own? I own the Royal Enfield Hunter, okay? Also, one more thing I really like is the handle width. It's actually perfect, at least for my kind of size, my kind of shoulder width. Totally right, it's a proper retro motorcycle. I think Royal Enfield puts it under the category roadster. It's not at all a cruiser. A lot of people mistake these bikes for cruisers. These are not cruisers. These are bikes meant for the city. Okay, here we can check out the weight. Till now I did not put my legs down, so I don't know the weight much. Of course, it is very light for sure compared to the classic. Very light. Arey, nice. Nimble, yeah. It is nimble. Oh yes, freaking nimble. Let's go a little bit aage because piche we don't have traffic much. Here we'll have a little bit of traffic. We can test out the maneuverability. Oh yes, that power is there, yaar. This much of power you at least need, at least for someone like me who's coming from a 1250cc engine. Not to compare, but obviously when you get used to that kind of power in a secondary bike, you would need at least this much of power. A Ronin felt a little bit lazy for me. I mean, if you're coming from a 100cc or 125, 150cc bike, you might like it. But if you're coming from a bigger bike and you want a secondary bike, you can maybe actually consider this one. Definitely enough torque. You see that you're in 4th gear at 50 kilometers per hour and it still got that torque. I don't know how hot does this engine get in traffic. I think you get 2 disc brakes front and back, and also you get ABS for safety. I think ABS is mandatory these days. Without ABS, I can't ride a bike here. Suspension is pretty smooth on these rumblers. There's a little bit of sound coming from these crash bars. But Vaibhav already told me about this. There is a little bit of sound coming from this because the nut on it is a little bit loose. Okay, one thing I'll tell you about this bike. This is a bike where you don't need to shift much. Oh yeah, when I put my legs down, It's pretty short for me. It's very comfortable, yeah. Like you see, both sides I'm able to flat foot. I can even stand, and I have like 1 or 2 inches under my butt after I stand. And I like the way you start this engine. You see this knob? This is off. If you want to switch it on, put it here, and amazing. I really like the style of that. Horn placement could be better. I thought it's too low here. You see this? I have to literally do this and honk. Brakes are pretty good. Ron in me, I did not like the rear brake. Isme to I think I like the rear brake. Also, seat is pretty comfortable. It's not too soft. It's not too hard as well. Perfect for street riding conditions. Rear view mirrors can be better. I usually don't like this round mirrors. Even on my street view, I never liked it because visibility is too poor. Vibrations are definitely there on the rear view mirrors. So especially when you're revving, you can see a little bit of it. It's not that you can't live with it. It's fine. After doing like I think 10 minutes of a ride, I can feel one thing for sure. I'm a little bit inclined towards the front. Let me make a U-turn here. I don't know where am I going. The turning radius is good. Oh yes, this is one more thing the TVS Ronin lacked. You couldn't make a proper U-turn because it wouldn't turn that much. But if you see this handlebar, the turning radius is pretty awesome actually. Not even good, it's awesome. Because in city you need that kind of turning radius, especially if you want to zip through. If you want to make a sharp turn, for example, you get stuck behind a car like this. This one, you can make this much of turn. You see that? Nice. I like the engine for sure. I'll stop talking of the engine. You can definitely take my word for it. I don't know how the reliability is about the engine. I'm just talking about how it feels right now. Only people with a lot of experience with the Royal Enfield engines, they can talk about it. Now, if you ask me about Triumph engines, I can tell you. But Royal Enfield ka engines ke saath, I don't have any experience. Yeah, I like the punchy brakes, definitely good. The seating position is fine. If you like a little bit of that aggressive seating, this kind of incline towards the front a little bit, so you get that sporty feel on it. Definitely not a relaxed seating position. I can definitely feel a little bit of pressure on my hands. You see that? Thoda red ho gaya. I'm kind of resting myself on this, and if you see from the side, I'm definitely not sitting at the right angle. I'm sitting a little bit of like that. This is the kind of position I would personally prefer, but for everyone it's different. If you want a more relaxed ride, I think you should consider the classic 350. Definitely a little bit more expensive, but this definitely looks more modern, more 2022ish. Oh, we forgot we're in 2023, right? But anyway, bike was made in 2022, so indicators, I think they are not LED, yeah. 2022ish bike. Just now I said you should have LED lights. I think rear brake light is an LED if I'm not wrong. Oh, this is the kind of situation we need so that we can test out the bike. Actually, right now time is like non-peak hour, around 3 o'clock, which means you don't have much traffic. Ye bhi chalega thoda sa traffic to maneuver and check it out. I really like the way you can maneuver this bike because it's pretty light, yaar. I didn't expect a Royal Enfield to be so light. Oh. You see, in this kinds of traffic situations, you definitely need a bike which is short because you can handle the bike much better. Like our adventure tourers, they're so tall, they're nice in off-roading, but pura jam kar raha. Oh, I thought I don't want that much of traffic, but everyone is on a hurry. Okay, just now I understood. Like I said, you're kind of inclined on the bike, so I'm kind of, slipping towards the front all the time. I didn't realize that. I keep doing this, pushing myself back. But the seat is pretty grippy and you don't slip too much. You see this? It's in 4th gear. Let's say if it knocks in the 5th gear, that's the highest gear possible, and I'm at 20 kilometers per hour. By the way, it's got an analog speedometer, so it's trying to knock at 20 kilometers per hour. Let's give it a little bit of throttle. It is trying hard, but it's not that it'll stall at 20 kilometers per hour. 5th gear, who is going to ride it? It's kind of giving stress to the bike. Never do that. But it's just that I want to test the engine out. But at 40 kilometers per hour, it's a nice cruising bike. It's just sailing like that without any vibrations. You can't even hear the engine much, especially inside a Schuberth helmet. I wouldn't consider this bike for myself practically for a long touring bike. I mean, you can, like I always say, it's in the mind. You can take even a cycle and go if you really want to do it for long rides, but it's all about the will It's all about the intent. But preferably, I would consider a more relaxed ride for a long touring bike, and that would be in this segment. I think you can go for the Royal Enfield Classic. It's got a much cushier seat, nice soft seat it's got. Like I said, this is properly meant, and even Royal Enfield never said this is for a long ride. This is a proper city commuter. I don't know where did I come. The test rides karte I keep going somewhere, yaar. I keep getting lost like this, dead ends. So on the whole, my final verdict for this bike is going to be, if you're looking for a bike for city use, for daily commute, for that kind of stuff, and if you like a little bit of a sturdy ride, you can blindly go for this. Engine wise though, definitely I love it. But if you're looking for a bike for long commute, nice relaxed position instead of bending like this and sitting a little bit, then you have to consider anything else, not this one. Now we've spoken about all the good things that I liked. What did I hate on this bike? Not hate, you can't hate any bike. I'm actually thinking, what don't I like on this bike? Instantly it is difficult to say. Maybe the reliability, because a lot of complaints when I go online and check reviews about the Royal Enfield, they keep saying that it's much better now. Royal Enfield has been doing a great job, it seems, in terms of reliability and space and all that stuff. They always had these issues. Yeah, one downside, they should have given LED indicators here. It at least feels like a new bike. As of now though, I did not find any flaws in it. Yeah, these things can be changed anyway. So these are all chota things that can be modified, and we already got the fuel indication light. I think fuel is a little bit low on it, I have to tell him. Okay, the helmet shows the time and the trip, obviously the odometer and stuff, and you have gear indicator, fuel, and you do this maneuvering. It's a very nice, confidence inspiring bike. Oh, pretty good, yaar. Nice. By the way, your fuel is a little bit low. How much mileage you're getting? That's a big question. 32, you're getting 32. Okay, good. Okay, so finally done with the test ride. It gets too hot in traffic, it seems. Too hot or manageable?
It's manageable.
It's just manageable. He says you can't wear shorts and go, right? You need to always wear jeans. He doesn't like one thing about this bike is definitely the suspension setup, right? The rear suspension.
The rear suspension.
Company claims 36.5 kilometers for a liter, and it's been 3 months. 2,200 kilometers done. First service was 1700 rupees only. Pretty cheap actually. They only change the oil and all that, right? First 5 services are free.
5 services, almost 6k.
Close to 6,000 rupees after 5 services. Vaibhav and Varshik wanted to check out my bike. What do you think? Too bulky, right? Too huge.
Bulky and the piece.
So much comfort. Seat.
You know what? It is comfortable for sure. But the problem is when you get off-roading situations, when your legs don't reach, you see that? You can't reach completely, right? That is a tricky situation, especially with a lot of luggage. With panniers and all that, it gets very difficult. Alright, so that was my take on the Royal Enfield Hunter 350. I specifically like this color. I'm going to give it a proper 9 out of 10 in that segment, in the 350 segment. There might be flaws. Any bike has a flaw. So. But like I always say, do not go with anyone's words. Don't go with your friend's words. Don't go with the influencer's words. You have to go test ride it. Only then decide if it is the right bike for you or not. Because my hands are big. I do not feel the clutch, for example. It's definitely a little bit hard for anyone. So you go test ride it. If you think that kind of clutch is going to cause a problem to you, then definitely you have to reconsider. Chalo then, I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Before going, do check out the links in the description for MamaEarth lemon anti-dandruff shampoo and conditioner. Also, like always, whenever you buy from MamaEarth, they will link your order on their website to a tree that they plant. Their aim is to plant 1 million trees by 2025. And as you know, MamaEarth products are available online like Amazon, Nykaa and Flipkart. Apart from this, they're also available in a store near you. Do message me or comment down below if you come across a MamaEarth store. Chalo, I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Also, do let me know if you guys want me to test ride any other bikes and cars as well. Because like I said, I want to focus this channel more into automotive, and I'm really liking all this. See you guys in the next vlog. Take care.